Oh my god, this is the most beautiful takeoff I've ever had in my life. In this video, we're going to be seeing what it's like to fly Japan Airlines aboard their 787-800 and then on a domestic flight aboard one of their 767s.
So after getting our boarding passes and checking our bags,
Salamat, thank you, arigato.
we made it through security in just a few minutes.
And we're going to be departing from gate 7 over here at Manila Airport today, but I've got a little bit of time. And the aircraft, our Dreamliner, hasn't even landed here at the airport yet. And Airlines Lounge is that way, right?
Yes,
Sakura,
sir, that's
okay.
near gate 15.
Okay, is it far away?
I'm not so sure. 1 minute.
Ah, okay, thanks. US Embassy. Aha, Sakura Lounge. Oh, so pretty. Thank you so much. Smells like Japanese curry. I'm excited. Fun fact, I just accidentally walked through the security line with a bottle full of water. Okay, this is the JAL Lounge, the JAL Sakura Lounge at Manila Airport. As far as food and all that kind of stuff goes, it's all about that Japanese curry. I would say that the actual food offerings in this lounge are a little bit meager. There's only a few options, but all I need is Japanese curry, so I think I'll be good. And to get access to this lounge while flying economy class is really as simple as holding One World Sapphire status or higher. You don't need anything else besides that. Or you could just pay for a business class ticket, but yeah, this is my second time flying JAL's Dreamliner economy class, and let me tell you, it's maybe a little bit better, at least in my past experiences, than your average economy class. This is already Japanese style before even entering the country. Yes, my friends, you even get your own Japanese toilet. I mean, you don't get to take it home with you or anything, but they have Japanese toilets here, complete with all the buttons. The toilets are hot, and yes, the curry is very good. Ready, set. Thank you, goodbye. And that's a nice little lounge they've got over here, but our Dreamliner is now parked and boarding time is coming right up. So let's head over to the gate. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Reminder, no anything sharp pointed on your hand carry. Do you have a penalty they found?
Fortunately, nothing.
What about light or city, ma'am? Just flammable, pressurized, all good?
We're all
Right,
good.
thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
seat.
Salamat.
If you are belong to group 1 and 2, inside.
Thanks. Hi.
Thank you.
And I'm now over here at the gate. It looks like boarding's going to start pretty soon. And this is how the JAL boarding process looks. You've got groups 1, 2, and 3. They get this special section over here. And then over there is everybody, 4 or 5. I don't know if there's 6 groups, something like that. When I've boarded JAL flights flying within or out of Japan, the boarding is so smooth. I've just never seen it smoother than that anywhere else in the world. So what I'm interested to see right now is if that holds true over here at Manila Airport too. And by the way, while we're just sitting here waiting for boarding to commence, let me tell you, my wife and I started a round the world trip planned to last about 2 months, about a month ago now. This is kind of our halfway point, and it was going very, very smooth until yesterday. We experienced a 6.9 or 7 magnitude earthquake in our hotel room last night. And let me just tell you, we're from places in Europe and North America where there aren't very many earthquakes at all. So we just flew over here from Cebu on Cebu Pacific and had really a nice low-cost carrier experience, but still shaking off that earthquake a little bit. I guess I'm hoping that this flight is going to be equal parts interesting and just kind of a place where I can rest and relax a little bit for a few hours.
Japan Airlines flight 78 departing at 11:25 to Tokyo Haneda is now pre-boarding.
And here we go, Group 2. Hello. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Enjoy the ride.
Thank you. And here we've made it to our Dreamliner. Hello. Next door.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, 18K is the other side.
Ah, okay. No.
Window.
Yeah, we should be together, then she's going the wrong way. We're also, I think, other side. 18K and J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Together.
Hello. And on the way, here's the business product. Just a quick look. But over here, getting back into economy. And we are the very first row of the economy, the bulkhead, a ton of legroom.
Keep your seatbelt fastened whenever seated in case of sudden turbulence.
And it seems like we're all set for an on-time departure. The thing I really love about 787-800s, at least when Japan Airlines is the one that outfitted them with their seats, is that it's 2-4-2 seating. But it's a night flight, and they've quickly dimmed the lights. There'll be a little bit of service later on, and then once we do get over to Tokyo, we'll check out the JAL domestic lounge before boarding our domestic flight aboard a 767.
Now waiting for clearance from air traffic control tower.
Also, please return your seat back, table, footrest, personal TV set, and the controller to the original positions. Thank you.
And here we are, cruising along. We're at least almost at cruising altitude. Meal service is about to start soon. So they're handing out these wet napkins, which are really common in Japan. Oshiburi. Unlike wet napkins that you might find on, I don't know, airlines in other parts of the world, basically, especially kind of the Middle East, these don't have any smell to them. In the meantime, we've just been taking a little look at entertainment options. There are like a lot of movies available. Last time we were flying aboard a Japan Airlines 787-800, it was the first day that the pandemic officially had started. We were leaving Japan right before they shut down the country. And it was a 12-hour flight from Haneda to London. And I remember there were more than enough movies for that flight. And here, about 40 minutes into the flight, we've got our meal service served. It's very quick. You actually don't get like a special choice, but if you want beforehand, you can ask for some basic options, vegetarian, halal, kosher, that kind of stuff. But this one is, I'm gonna guess it's chicken. And then here's some fresh fruit, something a little bit eggy looking. We'll give that a try. And then I assume a dessert, though, could also be like bean curd or tofu, something along those lines. And everything is served all at once, so you get some Häagen-Dazs ice cream as well. This is only like a 3.5-hour flight, so they can't really be like doing too many different stages of meal service. And of course, this is the classic JAL juice. It's worth a try if you've never tried it. And yeah, the main is, it's quite tasty. It's kind of like a chicken mild teriyaki sauce type thing. And then that thing I thought might have been kind of like a chopped up egg salad or something like that is actually a chicken curry salad. And this little cakey thing actually did turn out to be savory. Some fish eggs on top of it. I'd say it's like an egg souffle, basically. So now that I've finished my second dinner of the video, let's talk about today's sponsor, Level 8. One thing I've definitely learned while traveling around the world is that tech gear and everything else you need for a trip can get complicated pretty quickly. Level 8 has solved that problem with their new Navigator 32-liter backpack. I've been testing it out recently, and honestly, this is exactly the type of bag I wish I'd brought to Japan with me. The thing that really sets this apart is in the big main compartment here. It opens 180 degrees just like that. And taking a look inside, you can actually see that the space is currently divided into two areas. This is for all your tech gear, your cameras, whatever you got. This is for everything else. Little hidden pockets all around too, like that one. But if you're traveling around with cameras like I always am, it's really this thing that sets this bag apart. You've got this little divider, and suddenly, say, I don't know, you put some tech stuff, maybe some headphones over here, and your camera right here. Or if you don't want to use it, just take it out. And for when you need that space for something else, it's as easy as just putting this thing down, and then you can also use the space all as one area if you want. And you might have noticed this little thing right here. Well, there's actually a separate shoe compartment, which is very useful if you're walking around all day. Your shoes get a little bit less than clean, and you need a separate storage compartment for them. Or if they're wet, it's actually got two little drainage holes. And there's really all different kinds of features on the outside too. This is Cordura fabric. All of the external zippers are these smooth YKK AquaGuard zippers that also help keep water out. There's just a ton of little pockets all throughout this bag. The padding also feels really premium, and if you wanted to take a hike, if you wanted to spend a day out in the city, if you wanted to spend a week or two traveling around with this thing, it feels like it would really be a great backpack for that. And no good travel backpack is complete without a separate laptop compartment, velvety. This thing just feels really, really well thought out. Plus, mine is black, right? But they've also got a nice looking green one. Ross has been testing that one out. And it's the exact same functionality, just a different color. So, traveling around the world with my current setup, this is definitely something I could see myself traveling with next time. If you want to check out the Level 8 Navigator backpack, just head down to my link in the description and get one today. you get an extra 10% off using the code DAVIDG. Thanks so much to Level 8 for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to flying to Japan. Before they dim the lights, let's go back to the restrooms and see what those are like. And okay, I'm back here in the bathroom, but first let me just point out, oh my god, the level of service, even in economy class. These flight attendants, they do a lot of training at JAL. It's not like easy to get a job here as a pilot or a flight attendant. It's years of training, but they're just really good. Anyway, back here, some airlines might actually be able to fit 2 bathrooms in this space, but here it's just 1. This is a very spacious bathroom on this Dreamliner. They've got the full works of a Japanese toilet here. You could even control how much water pressure you want. And if I remember correctly, you could ask for like a toothbrush and toothpaste if you need it, and sometimes it's sitting in the bathroom, but I don't know, maybe someone already took all of them, but that's an option on JAL. And then there's this Japanese fabric air freshener, which you can actually like spray on your shoes and it gets rid of the smells, but obviously it's also an air freshener, and of course soap. I think it's movie time for me. So we've just entered our descent, and thanks to this plentiful and comfortable amount of legroom, I got a solid around 2 hours of sleep in this seat. Honestly, this is comparable to premium economy experience I've had on other airlines. Quite comfortable, a well thought out seat, and ample everything all around, really. And here we're almost into Haneda. It's still quite dark. Flying over the biggest metropolitan area in the world, you'd kind of think it would be a little bit more lit up, but right now there's a lot of wispy clouds. The route we're taking to our landing at Haneda is taking us over Tokyo Bay. So let's get on the ground over there and see what it's like super early in the morning at Tokyo Haneda Airport.
Excuse me, please sit down and wait.
Thank you. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. If you would be transiting only internationally, not entering the country of Japan, then you've got international connecting flights in Terminal 3, but also over this way. If you're transiting, but to a domestic flight, then you head to arrivals. Hi, just recheck. Okay. Here. Okay, thank you so much. So going into the domestic terminal, if you have checked baggage, it means you have to recheck your bag, and they only open at 5:30 a.m. We actually arrived a few minutes before then. Had to wait a few minutes, but now we're over at the bus that takes you to the domestic terminal. JL gets Terminal 1, and ANA's got Terminal 2 here. It's honestly a pretty nice bus ride over here, especially when the sun is just coming up like it is now. But it does take about 15 minutes. And yeah, all that process of entering Japan at Haneda, going through all the customs and that kind of stuff, it often does take quite a while. There were like at least 4 or 5 wide-body flights that had just landed from the US and other places in Asia, all in line, in one line, and the majority of the immigration counters were still closed because it was like before 5 a.m. But I still got through in about 45 minutes. And it's actually a relatively big terminal. Luckily, there's a map to show you where to go. And does this lounge have any food available? Ah, okay. I don't understand why beer but not food. So these JL domestic lounges are a little bit, I don't think the word is bare bones. They just don't do food, but they've got good coffee. You can have beer on tap at 5:30 a.m. and there's tea, and they do technically have food, but it's just like these little snacks. But the coolest thing about this lounge only has to do with the view that you get of Mount Fuji when it's a clear day. That's pretty cool. It's a really, really long lounge. Honestly, it is pretty nice outside of just the fact that you can't go in there and eat anything, but you could just go over to like a 7-Eleven or whatever business in the airport. There's no food served on board domestic flights in Japan, so 7-Eleven's a good stop. I think I'll take salmon and... okay, one is enough. It's really busy. The line is the whole store. And here we have made it to our gate. You can see our Boeing 767 sitting right there, ready for boarding. And this is actually kind of unreal, but when boarding's actually going to start is 7:25. The flight is considered on time. That means in under 5 minutes, somewhere around over 200 people are going to board this aircraft. Here we are, group 2. Arigato. And humans of the world, watch this. This is how boarding works. If you want to do it fast. Actually, it's just really simple. They don't check your ID or anything because they've already checked that when you go through security. You walk down the boarding gate. You don't bring oversized baggage. You have your stuff in order already. You know where your seat's going to be before you even get on the plane. We're in 19A and 19C. Oh, sorry, 29A and 29C. And you get on board.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. And here you can see you've got 232 seating. This is the 767-300ER, so just slightly bigger than a 200 would be. And I'm not gonna lie, this morning there is a bit of a strange smell in this aircraft, kind of like fermented shrimp paste smell or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we're in the exit row today. We have like a ton of leg room. You can see this row in front of me is also an exit room with a ridiculous amount of leg room, but they can't recline. If we really want, we can recline here. Whoa, sunny. And boarding's already complete, under 10 minutes. Our departure time was set to be 30. Now it's 35 though. And post-pandemic, we don't travel with masks on most of the time, but there's a really strong smell in this airplane, to be honest, so this mask is alleviating that for me. I think I'm just sensitive to the smell. It doesn't seem to be bothering most other people, but if you ask, they will give you a free mask on board.
Please watch this safety video and familiarize yourself with the safety instructions.
And now we've pushed back, the safety announcements are done, but so many JAL planes everywhere here. Actually, next week I'll be testing out one of their A350s for the first time. Of course, it's not my first time aboard an A350-900, but it will be my first time aboard a JAL A350-900 on a domestic flight, so that'll be kind of interesting. But this is really a treat here. Of course, we had our first flight during the night, but here this morning we have great weather for takeoff views. And there's just so much happening at Haneda Airport in the morning. I did get it wrong though. We're actually headed over to the Terminal 2 runway or something like that. ANA does a nice job with the artwork on their planes. But honestly, in my experience, the two airlines, JAL and ANA, are pretty much the two best airlines in the world overall. I mean, you've got your Singapores, you've got your Qatars, but there's nothing like going on board a Japanese airline. It's just a different kind of experience, and you can always count on like the best possible service being provided and a solid product. Oh my god, this is the most beautiful takeoff I've ever had in my life. That's the Tokyo Skytree above the clouds. Below those clouds and all around, the biggest metropolitan area in the entire world. There's also a ton of other stuff. You can see the Tokyo Tower down there. Some people mistake the Tokyo Tower emoji for the Eiffel Tower. No, it's the Tokyo Tower. But now that we're getting pretty high up in there, I thought I'd test out the Wi-Fi, and it turns out Wi-Fi is completely free on JAL domestic flights. It's not only free, but it's like extremely fast for Wi-Fi on an airplane. Yeah, almost 40 download and a little above 4 upload. Some cold coffee. Now, the lavatories in this aircraft can only be found at the very front and the very back. I guess they just kind of maximize your leg room by not having bathrooms in the middle, because it's still not like that densely packed for a wide body aircraft. But as a result, if you're sitting in the middle like me, it's a pretty long walk back. The bathrooms are functional, definitely clean, and there's not anything really super special in there, I suppose, but they do the trick, and they're pretty big too. And this airline, along with ANA, are kind of known for having more quality onboard shopping available. Sometimes they'll have like, I don't know, collectible whiskeys and stuff like that, etc. But we've just entered our initial descent. So, we've got a little bit of time still. Let's talk about how much I paid for these flights. Well, already a few months ago, I knew I'd need to get from the Philippines over to Japan. And I was just researching all the different deals available. There were plenty of different low-cost carrier options, some even charging a little bit less than $100 to get between the two countries. But when it came to flying a full-service airline, which is kind of what I'd had in mind, if possible, cash prices for the most part were over $400 for the routes I was interested in flying. So I started to look around with all the different award flights available and realized that the best deal I was going to find for my dates was using American Airlines miles at 20,000 miles plus some taxes and fees to fly from Manila via Tokyo Haneda over to Hakodate in Hokkaido in northern Japan. That's it for this video. I am so happy to be back in Japan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.